In Iraq, U.S. warplanes and drones are hitting Islamic State militants despite threats to kill a second American captive. The U.S. military launched a number of new airstrikes over Mosul. It is supporting Iraqi and Kurdish forces trying to make sure the city's dam stays in government control. The Islamic State terror group had briefly captured the dam. CCTV's Sean Callebs joins us live from Erbil with more. And Sean, you were just at the Mosul Dam and you managed to get a close-up look. Can you describe what you saw?
Yeah, it was really an incredible experience, to be honest with you. About a 3.5-hour drive from Erbil, making our way up there. I would say the last 15 to 20 kilometers leading up to the dam itself, you could see the damage from the U.S. Warplanes and drones had inflicted on the area. Buildings were flattened, a number of vehicles simply blown to bits, laid by the side of the road, charred, destroyed. And as you move closer, you could see where fighting had clearly taken place in a number of buildings. There was damage from shrapnel, also a small arms fire, holes in the ground that appeared to come from mortar. But once you got to the dam, it was an incredible sight. It really wasn't what I expected. The water was crystal blue, stunningly blue. It looked more like a vacation land than what you would find in the heart of a battle, but that's exactly what it was. And you really understand just why that area is so strategic, so important once you get up there with all the water, the electricity that comes out of the facility as well. We were able to speak to some of the Peshmerga fighters, the Kurdistan fighters, who were able to retake that facility once the U.S.-led airstrikes began. Clearly, they were simply exhausted but elated, very proud that they had been able to drive ISIS or the Islamic State militants from that site. And we were able to talk to the commander, who was actually the son of the Kurdistan president. His name is Mansour Barzani. And when talking to him, he said that we have to regroup, and the focus now is going to be to, quote, break the back of the Islamic State. Elaine?
Sean, tell us more about the additional airstrikes the United States launched at the Mosul Dam, despite the threats from the Islamic State militants.
Yeah, we heard the warplanes overhead. You couldn't see them. They were flying so high overhead. But this is something that the fighters in that region, the Peshmerga fighters, had grown accustomed to. And they were clearly thrilled, clearly very happy that the U.S. had been taking this effort. It was really what was necessary to dislodge the fighters, because the Peshmerga fighters are known as guerrilla fighters. They're used to fighting in the mountains, the hills around this area. If you get out into an open battlefield, they were simply overwhelmed by the military hardware that the Islamic State had, because they were able to capture so much that the U.S. left behind when they were here in 2011. The strikes have been very effective. They're moving closer to Mosul. Mosul was only about 20 kilometers from where we were, and we know that the heart of the Islamic State is right in that city at this time. The question is going to be, how do they root out those fighters that are clearly dug in to Mosul and other cities in the northern part of this country? Elaine?
All right, CCTV Sean Callebs reporting live from Erbil with that report on the Mosul Dam.